Hey Dino Dudes, what's up guys? And welcome back to a brand new Meteoraptor reaction and review. Now tonight you guys, I am going to take a look at a 2010... Oh, that's hot. Hot. Or maybe I should have given this a bit more time to cool down. 2010 sci-fi comedy starring Seth Rogen, Simon Pegg, and Nick Frost. I think that's their names, I don't remember. That movie is Paul. Yeah. I have never seen Paul. It's been 4 years since this thing was released into theaters, and I've been wanting to see it for 4 years. And hey, I got the unrated edition, just rented it on Blu-ray today. You know, if this thing ends up sucking horribly, well, it was only $2, so I'm not gonna feel like I got ripped off. It's like, $2 is essentially the equivalent of buying a can of Diet Mountain Dew. It's okay, just not as good as the real stuff. So you know what, you guys? I am really hoping this thing actually ends up being great. I have seen the trailer for this at least a dozen times, and it makes me laugh every single time. But you guys, we're not gonna find out if this is any good until I shut up and we actually watch this thing. So without further delay, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Paul. I would just like to say, you guys, right now,
That's kind of a romance. Between a woman and a machine.
we're only 9 minutes into this, and I am already loving the main two characters.
Do you get a lot of
This is really, really well written. You guys, I heard probably just the... But I just probably heard the greatest toilet joke I have ever heard in my life. And that was awesome. Paul has the power to bring back a dead bird. I didn't know that. And he immediately eats it. Come on. This movie is so awesome, you guys. It's so stupid, but so awesome. I'm loving this movie's just toilet humor that they've got. Oh, and they just referenced Mac and Me. Come on. That was a pretty awesome explosion, you guys. I just wanted to share that. That was an awesome explosion that just happened. Well, you guys, that was Paul, and that was amazing. Let me just shut this off. Hang on. Okay, hang on. Wow. Okay, you guys, I rented this thing, as I said before, and I was really just expecting, I was just hoping for it to be fun. You know, I was really just hoping for it to be at least watchable. This is one of the funniest movies I have ever seen in my life. Guys, this is coming close to topping The Hangover as my all-time favorite non-kid comedy. Because, you know, there are some comedies meant for, like, kids and teenagers. I'm talking more in the adult range. But this is right up there with a film such as the Drawn Together movie, The Movie, South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, The Hangover Part 2, I like that. Number 3, I don't want to talk about that ever again. Yeah, you guys, this was amazing. So I'm going to start out with the characters. All of them were lovable, except for one of them, and you kind of do like him by the end. You know. So, all the characters, you really can care about them, and they actually had a surprising amount of, like, backstory to them. I was surprised by that. So, yeah, the characters are really strong. The story. Well, the story's good. The story is really, really good. However, it is not perfect. There are some, and it doesn't leave you asking questions or anything. It's just, it's not a perfect story. But then again, nothing ever is perfect. But however, the jokes totally compensate for that. This is, as I said before, one of the funniest films I have ever seen. Like, guys, even compared to This Is Spinal Tap, this thing is up there. And you guys should know my feelings on that, because I loved that movie. Man, you guys, this was a fantastic movie. The writing, it is hilarious. And if you do not laugh, you are not human. Now, also, I would like to say, Christians may be offended by this film because they actually had a character whose sole purpose was just to try and be the ultimate stereotype Christian and then make Christians look bad, and it really didn't make a lot of sense, and he wasn't on screen for long, so just off of that. And that's also if you don't like crude toilet humor, pretty much if you don't like toilet humor, crude toilet humor, or crude sexual jokes, or crude language, stay away from this film, you guys. Guys, this thing is pretty much as foul-mouthed and as rude as South Park, and yet it is still hilarious. I adored this movie. So the acting. Simon Frost, Nick Pegg, and Seth Rogen. Come on, you guys. They are great actors, at least in comedies. So naturally, we have a really, really good cast. All the actors were doing a really good job. Even Sigourney Weaver shows up in this. And the only other film I know her from is Alien. Yes, I just referenced Alien. And actually, jumping back to writing for a second, this film, part of its humor is it loves to reference sci-fi movies. Like, we have countless references to E.T., Alien, Predator, and even Mac and Me. For those of you who don't know, Mac and Me was a horrible attempt to rip off of E.T., and it's a horrible movie, but it's kind of become a cult classic because it was just so stupid that it was enjoyable. But they even referenced that in here, and I didn't think they would know about that. But if you guys know a lot of sci-fi movies, you'll laugh even harder at this movie, you guys. So the acting, everyone did a really good job, yeah. The special effects, this was a pretty big budget movie, you guys. So Paul looks really good. I'm actually kind of curious as to how they did him. Like, did the effect of, I think it was Seth Rogen, into Paul? I don't know, but stuff like the explosions that went off and the actual bits of blood that were in this, I'm not going to spoil why, all were done really well. And I would like to say, just again jumping back to writing, I know I should have mentioned this a couple of minutes ago, I'm sorry. There was a big, big, big twist at the end. You will not see it coming unless you've already read the plot on IMDb or something, but you will not see it coming and everything changes. But I'm not going to spoil it for you because you guys need to watch this. The music, it shows up very briefly for a second, but Max Romeo, Chase the Devil, is playing in this film, and I loved that. Why? Because I like Max Romeo, because they kind of like reggae, sorta. Take him to outer space, find another race, kind of stuff. I kind of like that. Like that kind of stuff, That probably looked really, really stupid. But yeah, other than that, like the sound mix, like the score was really good. The score was actually, I actually found the score memorable. And I couldn't remember anything from the soundtrack, but that's because it was always playing so quietly, and I'm not sure why. But other than that, like the lighting was fantastic. The camera work, I do want to touch on this for just a second. See, the main part of this film, before they meet Paul, is Clive and Graham or something like that, going on a road trip in an RV. And it actually shows a bunch of different angles of them driving. And you have one shot where the camera is actually in front of the van, but off on kind of an angle. And it looks really good. They even have one when it shows them driving across, then sort of on like a diagonal angle of sorts, the camera's moving across. And that looked really good. There wasn't any shaky cam. I was surprised by that. Like, I really was. Like the audio mix was really good. All the technical stuff was good, but that was kind of given because it was made by Universal Studios. So hey, when it comes down to it, do you guys think I can recommend Paul? Yes! Oh, I cannot recommend this enough. You guys, I'm just gonna do this real quick. I actually bought Chronicle today, and I watched it. I'm not reviewing that. Why? Because that film was a piece of trash. I openly despised that movie. It was just horrible. And that $8 that I wasted on Chronicle, I could have bought Paul with. But you guys, I'm just saying, raptor spit means boom. It's like out of 4 claws, if I give it a raptor spit, that means don't watch this no matter what. Chronicle gets double raptor spit, okay? Like, it was abysmal. Anyhow, I can totally recommend Paul as long as you're okay with racial, sexual, and crass humor. Pretty much, if you're not okay with those, then you're gonna hate this movie. But other than that, like, if you guys like that stuff, or if you just like sort of sci-fi comedies and you like Nick Frost and Simon Pegg and Seth Rogen, you guys need to check this film out. You guys, I've been waiting I was 11 when this film first came out. I've been waiting 4 years to see it. Oh, why didn't I see it sooner? Heck, you guys, I probably could have seen this thing in theaters, but I didn't. Wow. Okay, you guys, as soon as I get like $10, I'm gonna go to Amazon, I'm gonna buy Paul on Blu-ray, I'm gonna buy the Blu-ray and DVD combo pack, and then that thing is going on my Blu-ray shelf, and let me tell you, it is staying on there for a long time. You guys, out of 4 raptor claws, Paul scores 4 raptor claws. 4 raptor claws, you guys. That's how good this thing was. And next year, when I do my top 5 list, so far it's been shaping up to be Godzilla and then Paul. And Frozen's also on there. It's around, I think it's either the 3rd or the 4th. I don't know yet, but we'll have to wait to 2015 until we can find out what that was. Anyhow, you guys need to check this thing out. I'm probably just going to go watch it again. So yeah, until next time, I would like to say thank you to all my Dino Dudes for getting me through Marvel May like that, just for keeping me around this long, and keep cool, and until next time, I will see you guys around. Later.